Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's topic comes from one of our inquisitive viewers, Skybound Steve. Great name, by the way. Steve asked, how do airplane toilets work? If you've ever flushed a toilet on a plane, you've probably wondered, did I just open a portal to another dimension? The sound alone is enough to make you question everything. But don't worry, we're here to demystify the high-flying wizardry behind these tiny, yet powerful lavatories. So if you've ever been baffled by the vacuum-powered whoosh, or just relieved it works, stick around as we uncover the engineering marvel that keeps airplane bathrooms from becoming a mid-air disaster, right here on Explaining Everything. Before we get into the high-tech magic of modern airplane bathrooms, let's appreciate how far we've come. Back in the early days of aviation, there were no toilets on board. If nature called, you had to hold it, or use a bucket. Yes, a bucket in the sky. This wasn't just a problem for passengers. Pilots on long-haul flights had to rely on whatever was available, including bottles. Let's just say, cockpit cleanliness wasn't a priority back then. By the 1930s, some planes started adding chemical toilets, essentially a metal container with a bit of blue deodorizer to mask the horror inside. But these were messy, smelled like despair, and required a brave soul to empty them after every flight. Then came the worst idea in aviation bathroom history, the drop chute system. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Waste was literally ejected from the plane mid-flight, theoretically disintegrating before it hit the ground. But sometimes theory and reality don't align, and there were confirmed reports of frozen, blue ice falling from the sky and landing in unfortunate places. If you think bird poop on your car is bad, imagine a 10-kilo ice comet of human misery smashing into your backyard. Thankfully, in 1975, James Kemper invented the modern airplane vacuum toilet, finally ending the age of airborne waste warfare. This technological marvel works very differently from the toilet at home. Instead of using a ton of water to flush, it relies on vacuum suction to violently remove whatever you've deposited. When you press the flush button, a valve at the bottom of the toilet opens, and bam! The vacuum system kicks in, sucking everything away at nearly 160 kilometers per hour. That's right, you're basically witnessing a mini tornado of doom for your bodily waste. And that sound, the unholy roar that makes you question whether you're about to be pulled in along with everything else. That's just the vacuum system doing its job. It needs that power to make sure nothing lingers. And yes, people have asked if it's possible to get sucked in. The answer, unless you're the size of a hamster and sitting exactly right, you're safe. Now, for the question that haunts us all, where does it actually go? No, it doesn't get dumped out over the ocean, at least not anymore. Instead, the waste is stored in sealed holding tanks, usually located in the belly of the plane. These tanks can hold hundreds of liters of waste, and they don't leak, thank goodness. At the airport, special ground crew members, probably the least envied workers in aviation, connect a hose to the plane and pump out the tank into a waste truck. The whole process is quick, efficient, and hopefully done without incident. But accidents do happen, and when they do, let's just say you wouldn't want to be standing nearby. Aside from being relatively lightweight and spill-proof, vacuum toilets are also ridiculously efficient. A regular household toilet can use up to 6 liters of water per flush, which would be insane on an airplane where every extra kilogram costs money in fuel. Airplane toilets, on the other hand, use just a tiny amount of liquid, mostly to help keep things from sticking where they shouldn't. This is why airplane bathrooms never flood. If you clog a regular toilet, you might have to fight it with a plunger. But on a plane, there's no water to overflow in the first place. It just gets sucked away, no questions asked. Unless, of course, someone tries to flush something insane. Which leads us to... You'd think common sense would prevail, but airline staff have found some truly questionable items in toilet holding tanks. Diapers, phones, socks, and even entire shirts have all met their doom in the vacuum abyss. Side note, if you've ever flushed a whole shirt, I need to know why. The biggest issue? Toilet paper. Yep, too much of it can still cause blockages. And when a plane toilet goes down, it's down, sometimes for the entire flight. There's no plumber at 10,000 meters. That's why airlines are very particular about what gets flushed. They'd rather not deal with a mid-air plumbing crisis. Airplane toilets may not be the most glamorous part of flying, but they are an engineering masterpiece. They save weight, reduce mess, and most importantly, keep us from experiencing the horrors of early aviation bathroom solutions. So next time you hear that whoosh of doom, remember, it's not trying to suck you into another dimension. It's just doing its job efficiently, powerfully, and without a single drop of dignity. And please, for the love of all that is good, don't flush your shirt. And that's the secret behind airplane toilets. No black holes, no mid-air dumping, just some seriously powerful suction. If you enjoyed this deep dive into high-altitude plumbing, be sure to like, subscribe, and if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.